Google's chief scientist just made a massive leap, leaving the tech giant to build AI that truly improves itself. Your Grok Voice bill might have just jumped 60% overnight. And if you're a builder, there's a new legal requirement about your AI agents you absolutely need to know about. No BS AI briefing brought to you by Proactive AI. Welcome back. I'm your host, Vikash Sharma, and this is where builders get straightforward AI news without the fluff. All right, let's dive right into the high signal items this week because there's quite a bit impacting what we build. First up, it's a huge story out of the New York Times. Jeff Dean, one of Google's most legendary AI figures, is leaving the company to launch a new startup called Discovery Loop. And get this, he's not alone. He's bringing along other big names like Kokvile, Oriol Vinyals, and Sanjay Gemawat. That's a real dream team of AI talent. Their mission is pretty ambitious, automating scientific discovery across areas like new hardware, drugs, and materials, all based on something called recursive self improvement AI. What's truly wild is that Google is actually backing this new venture. In plain English, this means one of the most significant talent shifts we've seen in AI in years, moving a theoretical concept like recursive self improvement into a fully funded, executed project. For builders, this signals a major structural shift at Google, and it also validates this entire direction. We should expect new capabilities to emerge from Discovery Loop over time, and with that, potential partnership opportunities or even new tool chains for specific scientific domains. It's definitely one to watch, especially for those in deep tech. Next, something that might have already hit your wallet. XAI's Grok Voice service just saw a 60% price increase effective August 5th. The Grok Voice latest model automatically migrated to Think Fast 2.0, pushing the price from 0.05 bytes per minute to 0.8 per minute. Unless you specifically pinned your applications to the V1.0 version, your production systems would have automatically updated and are now incurring higher costs. And frankly, there wasn't a clear opt-out period announced, which is a bit of a shocker for builders relying on this service. For us, the immediate impact is, of course, on our operational costs if we're using Grok Voice in production. But more broadly, it underscores a critical lesson: the absolute necessity of version pinning in your API calls and meticulously monitoring your AI service costs. As these models advance and differentiate themselves, we should anticipate more of these sudden pricing shifts. It's just the nature of this evolving competitive market, so build with cost awareness from day one. Also, this week, Sinch, a major player in communications, has launched a new suite of agent tools specifically designed for AI communications. This suite lets you build, test, and deploy AI applications that seamlessly integrate SMS, voice, and various messaging channels. A really neat feature here is an account-free simulator, which means you can prototype and experiment without a credit card or lengthy setup. This suite is clearly targeting agentic workflows and making it easier for developers to code and manage multi-channel AI experiences. For builders, this is fantastic news because it significantly lowers the friction for creating sophisticated multi-channel agents. That simulator alone means faster prototyping cycles and less wasted dev time. It's a clear signal that the demand for agent native development tooling is growing, and companies like Sinch are stepping up to meet that need. Are you thinking about how your AI agents can speak or text? This could be your low friction entry point. Moving on, digital science has debuted Papers AI, which they're calling an AI native research workspace. This isn't just another text editor, it's a unified environment for writing, data analysis, and code, all operating within a full context AI framework. The primary audience here is researchers and students, aiming to streamline their workflows from initial data exploration all the way through to final publication. What's the big picture for builders? This launch highlights a broader trend. The market is rapidly shifting towards these kind of unified AI native workspaces. The idea of a full context environment where the AI understands all your code, data, and writing simultaneously is quickly becoming table stakes for specialized applications. This also opens up a ton of potential verticalized opportunities for products that can offer similar integrated intelligent experiences within specific niches or industries. Think beyond general purpose assistants. It's about deeply embedding AI into core workflows. Finally, we've got some concerning new data coming out from CSO Online regarding AI agent failures, which points to significant visibility and governance gaps across the industry. The report states that a staggering 54% of security executives admit they can't even identify all the AI agents operating within their organizations. To make matters worse, agentic failures have surged by 62% since 2024. This isn't just an operational headache. Conventional security controls are proving insufficient. In a sign of things to come, kill switches are now a legal requirement in the US thanks to HR 99/113, and the UK's ICO, their Information Commissioner's Office, is actively monitoring incidents. This is a critical item for every builder listening. It means observability and reliable kill switches for your AI agents are no longer optional best practices, they are becoming non negotiable compliance and security requirements. The rising failure rates clearly indicate serious deployment risks, and the regulatory and governance pressures on AI are only going to intensify. Are you sure you know where all your agents are, and can you stop them immediately if something goes wrong? Now, let's take a deeper dive into what I think is the most significant story of the week. Discovery Loop, the new recursive self improvement startup launched by Jeff Dean and his all star team from Google. What happened here is truly monumental. Jeff Dean, known for shaping Google's entire AI infrastructure and vision for decades, has left the company, taking with him other key figures like Quoc Vile, the architect of Google Brain, Oriol Vinyals, and Sanjay Ghimawat. Together, they've launched Discovery Loop. Their stated mission isn't just to build another large language model or an application wrapper. No, they're squarely focused on developing recursive self improvement AI to accelerate scientific discovery. Things like finding new materials, designing drugs, or inventing hardware. And the kicker, Google itself is backing this venture. This isn't just a departure, it's a strategic spin out, a testament to the idea that some frontiers might be better explored outside the massive corporate structure, even with the incumbent's blessing. Why this matters right now is multifaceted. First, it validates the idea of recursive self improvement as a serious, fundable, and actionable direction, shifting it from purely theoretical discussions or sci fi concepts into a concrete, well funded execution roadmap. Second, it signifies a structural talent shift at Google, potentially indicating a new era where top tier AI researchers feel empowered or even encouraged to pursue moonshot projects in more agile startup environments. For the market, it sets a high bar and signals that fundamental AI capabilities are still ripe for disruptive innovation. We should anticipate that Discovery Loop will eventually produce groundbreaking capabilities that could reshape how scientific R&D is conducted, potentially creating new platform opportunities or partnership avenues for those building on the application layer. So, who should really care about this? Founders, especially those in deep tech, biotech, or material science, should be paying very close attention. This move could either validate their current market or signal a massive disruption. It suggests a future where the pace of discovery accelerates dramatically, potentially creating entirely new markets or making existing ones obsolete. Product managers need to consider what self improving capabilities might mean for their future roadmaps. Could AI autonomously optimize product features, A B tests, or user experiences? Infra engineers should track what kind of compute, data architectures, and model training paradigms Discovery Loop utilizes, as it could set new standards. And indie hackers might find that the eventual tooling or research outputs from Discovery Loop open up entirely new niches for specialized AI powered applications that were previously unimaginable. It's about spotting the trends early and seeing how future foundational models might create new waves of product opportunities. How I'd think about it as a builder is this: consider Discovery Loop not just as a competitor but as a harbinger of a new class of foundational AI. Think about the early days of cloud computing. It didn't just replace on prem servers, it enabled an entire ecosystem of SaaS companies to flourish on top. Discovery Loop could be doing something similar for the process of discovery itself. It's a long term play, but it forces us to imagine a future where the bottleneck isn't just generating ideas, but testing them, iterating on them, and scaling that experimental loop. I'd be asking, how can my product or service prepare to leverage such capabilities when they become more accessible? Are we building in ways that anticipate AI being able to take on more complex iterative optimization tasks. It's about designing for a future where your expert system isn't just codified knowledge but an active, self improving researcher. My no BS take on this: the term recursive self improvement can definitely sound like something out of a sci fi movie conjuring images of rogue AGI. But in this context, based on their stated mission, we should interpret it as automating and accelerating the experimental loops of scientific discovery. It's about building systems that can autonomously generate hypotheses, design experiments, run simulations, analyze results, and then refine their own understanding and next steps much faster than humans can. Yes, the pedigree of the team is incredible, but execution risk is always present, especially with such ambitious goals, and frankly, expect intensified regulatory scrutiny in this area, especially if these powerful systems start interacting with real world physical systems. Now, this isn't Skynet tomorrow, but it is a fundamental shift in how we might approach R&D. If you want one practical takeaway from today's episode, especially given the rising agent failures and new compliance requirements, here it is: audit your AI agent observability and containment. Punen, this isn't just about good practice anymore, it's becoming a legal and security necessity. Here's how to try it in under 60 minutes. First, dedicate 15-20 minutes to simply list every single AI agent your team or product currently uses. This means not just the ones you built, but also any third party APIs with agentic capabilities, embedded AI features in SaaS tools you rely on, or even simple automated scripts that interact with LLMs. Often these things proliferate silently, and a surprising number of them won't be immediately obvious. Next, for each agent on that list, spend 20 minutes to confirm you can stop it completely within 60 seconds if necessary. Does it have a manual kill switch? Can you revoke its API key instantly? Can you throttle its usage or cut off its access to external systems? Document what methods exist or what glaring gaps you find. This rapid shutdown capability is what HR 991 scene is talking about, and it's what security teams are struggling with, according to CSO Online. Finally, use the remaining time to document these gaps and start a conversation with your security and compliance teams. This isn't about blaming anyone, it's about building a shared understanding of your AI agent surface area and the current risks. This exercise isn't just for compliance, it's critical for operational stability, especially with that 62% jump in agent failures. Knowing you can contain an issue quickly could save you significant headaches and costs down the line. That's it for today's Nobius AI briefing. If this helped, follow the show in your podcast app and share it with one builder you know. And if you've got questions or topics you want covered, connect with me on LinkedIn and send them over. See you in the next briefing.